I'm Dave from Rock Radio UK. We are Cora Wild Day 2, but I'm speaking to the closing headliner, Danny from Tyketto. Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you.
I got here a day early just to...
Or did you just get the
Taste the
days
joint.
mixed up? And...
No. I had an acoustic show last night down south. So it just all, today's my day off. So I just took the trains up. And, I know quite a few of the people involved in the festival very well. So I just, want to come and support and hang out and see what it's all about. And, normally for any band, when it's all hit the ground running. And so this is kind of a luxury.
Yeah.
Just to say, I think I'll go and have a cup of tea with the crew for a while.
You're spending a lot of time in the UK. Is it your home now?
No, I live in Spain.
Yeah.
I've lived in Europe for getting close to 20 years at this point. So I'm a convert. I'm quite happy on this side of the pond.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair enough then. No, I can't say any better than that, really. So, Tyketto, what are you bringing to the stage tomorrow night?
Well, I like to get the set. Always try to mix it up a little bit between albums. There are certain songs that must be played, but also, you're working on I think it's a 70-minute set, so that's a bit of a restraint from our usual, 90 to 100, whatever it would be. So, just want to make sure we deliver the right sing-along stuff. I'll try not to blather too much so they get more music and less talk.
It must be hard to say, I really want to drop that song, but we know the crowd loves it.
Yeah, no, you can't. The obvious one is Forever Young, and I've had an on-off relationship with that song for 32 years now. But it always comes back to, when you put a song out there, it doesn't belong to you anymore.
No.
And you have to respect what it's being used for. And if Forever Young is a song that makes a lot of people feel good, and I'm very, very proud of that. So with a song like that, or Standing Alone, which has a different effect, I always have to sort of take a deep breath to remember, I don't want to say the gravitas of it, but that for some people it's important. And that's not my ego or anything. It's just, you want to make sure they walked out of there going, yes, that was my song, and that's just how I wanted to hear it. When I went to Brazil at the beginning of the year, and it was one of those odd ones where they put a band together around you.
Okay, right.
So, because couldn't afford to bring all of Tyketto over, but there were people crying. And they were like, I've waited 32 years to hear this song sung live by that voice, and you don't think about this stuff. And then it happens. You're like, wow, people have had this album in their collection all this time. They break it out every once in a while, just like I do with my albums and all that. And you kind of forget that you're in that league, which is really nice.
A classic album, we can point to classic albums from various people throughout years, like say Rainbow Rising, for instance. Everybody says that's a classic album, but a piece of music from yourself can be a classic album for that person at that particular time, isn't it? So exactly
and again,
like
you don't think of it, because for me, a classic album is going to be Rainbow Rising, Bad Company, the first 10 Aerosmith albums, all that. But again, for other people, for some, it's me. And, I have to remember that, and I have to take that seriously.
It's humbling at times, I suppose.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's a responsibility. Even if I did an acoustic show last night, and I can't hold back, especially not there, because we're this close. And you'll see if I'm faking. Or if I'm dialing it in, you'll know. So, and what it will inevitably happen is, a great concert is not always about the band. It's about the band and what we create together with the audience out back. It's a give and take thing. And those are the memorable shows where you come back thinking, wow, that was just, because they went with you wherever you wanted to go, whether we do a lot of sing-along stuff, very, influenced by Queen in that way. It's like, it's not just a matter for us to stand up there and throw shapes. We want people to let loose, get rid of any intentions they're holding on to, bullshit from the week, that sort of thing. Sing along, they throw the inhibitions out for a little bit.
Okay, on a different note, you've been working with Scott from This House We Built.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. I mean, I came across the band, Scott and Wayne and the rest of them, a couple of years ago, just when they released their first album. I thought, this is brilliant, and we've been like friends ever since. So, how did your tie up with them come?
I started an acoustic show actually in Whitby. I was playing, and it's a really quiet, intimate room, like pin drop stuff. I'm playing, and like somebody's singing along, and he's good, and he's singing harmonies, and he's getting it right. And like the third song in, I was like, all right, who is this? And I actually, his family was there, and they were all like, they just threw him right under the bus. And so, we just laughed about it and said, yeah, go on, son, it's great. To meet him later, he came up to me afterwards and talked about how he had stage dived on Tyketto in 1994, and massive fan and all that. And then he hands me a thumb drive and says, listen, my mates and I have done this during COVID, and I would love for you to tell me what you think. Now that's a really dangerous moment for me, because you don't want to crush somebody's dreams. But I've been handed stuff where you just go, oh dear, what do you do? So I was terrified, and I took it home. I didn't listen to it for a couple of weeks. And finally I was like, look, I told this guy I'd listen. I'm just sitting. I put it on, and the first song comes on, and hang on a minute. By the time I got into the fourth song, I had to call my wife in, so because if this is as good as I think it is, I really was absolutely just blown away by what I was hearing. And she was right there with me. So after song one,
I think we were both the same. Me and my wife, we just like put it on, and it was just.
It doesn't sound, you can always, these days, record companies don't have the budgets. So, you can hear an album that was made, on Pro Tools, on a budget and all that. And it doesn't sound like it. It's massive sounding. There's a lot of thought in the songwriting. I'm, incredibly humbled by the fact that he cites me as an influence on that. But there is at least 2 songs on there. I was like, damn, I should have written that, Fly Me Up to the Moon is just an absolutely brilliant piece of songwriting.
Have you heard the acoustic version of that?
Yeah, I've done it with them several times too. And it gets me every time. It really does. So, that was, and I've just done what I could, sort of make people aware of them, And
you released a single together.
Oh, yeah, we did You're the Voice. That's right, yeah. And again, they sent me the tracks. I was like, okay, this is a pretty iconic song to take on, and they put their twist on it. I was like, oh, I love this, because I wouldn't have thought of it. And so, and Scott and I have gotten together and potentially maybe write some stuff for Tyketto as well.
That is good to hear, I've got to say. So what is happening then with Tyketto going forward? Well,
it's kind of crazy, but we've reached a level of popularity as if it was 1991 again.
Yeah.
Here we're headlining tomorrow night. We headlined Bonfest. We've got another one coming that hasn't been announced yet that we're headlining. We're back at Sweden Rock. We're Made in Stone. It's like all of a sudden the phones are ringing. We went to Australia. We're getting calls from South America. Stuff that's never happened before. I don't know exactly how or why, but it's really been wonderful, to be honest. And so we're kind of committed now. I've started making the statement in concert that there will be another Tyketto album next year. And it's a bold statement because I haven't written song 1 yet.
Okay, well, I'm not going to hold up too much of your time. I'm going to wish you the very best for tomorrow night.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to seeing you, and we'll hopefully chat again one day soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Danny, thank you.
Cheers.